Hello, Pat Skeets here from me and my Cricut.com. That's my website where I do post all of my scrapbook pages, and I also give a description, but I post design space links for each of the pages as well, so you can copy them easily. So I am going to do an album share right now. I'm going to share some pages with you, and they are all from Scrapbook Everyday Life number 49 on my website. So I should also tell you that there are YouTube videos for creating the page for each of these pages on my YouTube channel, so you can maybe watch some of those after. Okay, so to begin with, these are going to be it's an assortment because I scrapbook my life in order. So there's a family reunion, some school pages, summer pages, kids. Anyway, just an assortment of pages. So to begin with, this is back to school, first day of school, my two granddaughters. So every year their mother takes their picture outside the front door. So I have this fun scrapbook paper for children for school, and so I just made two borders with it along the bottom and matted them, and I did the same frame in a square here and a rectangle here. So I used this is another school paper from that pad. It's cute, it has just writing all over. It's all school paper, so these coordinate as well. It's the same paper in red and in black. So I just found a polka dot to go with it. I made a frame here. I did this background. It's the same scallop as this frame, only this is called a book from Elegant Edges. I guess that sideways it's a book cover. I like using them for backdrops, for titles, and photos. I often use it for a frame, for a photo, a background on a picture. So I used one for the background here, and I found this really cute school image of crayons, and then the back to school title that was a ruler. I found a pile of books, and then I just added a sticker on top with lifters just so it'd be the same height as the books. I also had this in my stash. It's crayons in a border, so I used it across here. Now, I had these puffy push pins stickers, so I used one on each of those as if they were on a bulletin board. And I have some new Creative Memories border punches, so I wanted to use them. So there's the apple one, which is perfect for back to school with an apple in the title. And I have a new camera one, so since she's posing for a portrait, I used this border punch, and I lifted it up off the photo for some dimension there. I then embellished with some enamel dots and an angle here and straight here. And that's this page. Really cute. It's fun doing school pages. So this is one of them. It's her grade 8 graduation. There was COVID going on, so they couldn't have a big grad party, and she couldn't wear her dress. So they just met at the schoolyard and got together, keeping their distance, and took some photos. So for grad, I used this pencil border that I had on a sheet of paper. I fussy cut it. And then I just picked this giant polka dot because it went with the colors, went with this, and there were polka dots on the pencil here, so it coordinated with it. I then added a little border at the bottom just to weigh everything down. I used a little more of this border over here because once I placed my photos, there was a black chunk over here and nothing over here in black. So I added another piece of it over there to balance the page. So I had fun looking for grad images. Found this and then put it together with a grad cap. And then this was a silhouette image, and so was this. I love this. They're throwing all their grad caps. So in order for the hats to show up, I put little pink circles behind them and lifted them all up. This is lifted as well as this. So this was just a sticker that I had. Hats off to the grad. So I pulled from my stash, added a brad here. I'm the grad. Added some enamel dots on this and over here on the frame. That was it. Cute page. Now this is selfies. My son and his wife were going out to dinner, and their daughter said, "Can I come too?" So they said sure. And before they were leaving, they took this selfie and this. And when I saw this picture, this was the first time I realized my granddaughter was growing up. She looked so grown up. She doesn't look like a little girl anymore. So I just loved these photos. They were just such a shock to me. Anyway, so I decided to go with just a gold and silver and black gray theme on this because of her gray dress. There was no other colors in the photos, so I guess this looks kind of goldy. Anyway, I chose two. This is a solid paper, and then this is a coordinate, but it has a border all the way around with gold leaves on it and a flower behind. So I just matted this photo in gold and black, a double matte, added this die cut lace border, top and bottom, to create a frame. It's quite effective. And then I cut out these images of flowers to go on top of these because they didn't show up that much. So I just used them for a background. So I cut it in gold and in black and just offset them and placed them, and then added my selfie title on there. So I created borders with the coordinating papers that I had chosen. So I ran them as a tab going this way and then this way. And then I repeated this image over here because there was nothing on it. Oh, there was writing underneath. I didn't want it to show. So I added them to cover up what was underneath. And this photo is kind of neat at an angle because they took it, they turned the camera at an angle, and I thought that was a lot of fun. It was different. So on these tabs, I had some store-bought borders, and so I picked different borders to put on each one all over there, and I ran another one here and one up here, just dressing it up with borders. And then I added enamel dots everywhere and some silver sparkle ones, black, gold sparkle, all over. So I quite like this page. It turned out very nicely. I hope you like it too. Okay, so here's one of my granddaughters. We were at a family get-together, and her hair was so long, I couldn't believe it. It was going down, it's right down here. So I asked her to turn around so I could take a picture of the back of her head, and she did. It was just too cute. Anyway, I called this Beauty Queen. She's growing up so much, she's starting to, I don't know, doing highlights in her hair and stuff. So I had this pad of girly paper, and it has bobby pins all over it, and this one has brushes and lipsticks and all kinds of girly things, blow dryers, hairspray. So I found a few of those images and found a bottle of hairspray, a bow, and this is, I think it's a I can't remember what, oh, it's the lid, the can, lid to the can of hairspray. So anyway, I did Kiwi Lane border at the top and along the bottom here. Cut out this border and ran it behind. Then I cut it in pieces and put some behind this where it came down, filled in the gap, did it again over here. And then I have a Martha Stewart bow maker. So I made a couple of purple bows and stuck one here, oh, three of them actually, and one up here. This is a die. I didn't like how open it was there. There was nothing going on. So I decided to use a die, and then I stuck the bow on top, and I liked how that was so lacy and girly, and it filled in all that space. I did put some lipstick paper behind all this to create a cluster here with a bow and some enamel dots. I also added some of this border on the bottom of each of these photos. Now here, this was on the paper, so I just cut it and tucked the photo behind. So, cute girly page. All right, that's the one who does cheer. And so I didn't do much to this page at all. I found a beautiful bordered paper with a lovely corner on it, and her costume is always gold, black, and white. So I used a coordinating paper to this. It has gold in it. Made a nice frame and just trimmed all the paper to tuck it in underneath. So I just added a cheer shoulder thing. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I just added one of those. So this is a very, very simple page. Should have added a big bow for her cheer bows. She had a collection of those. Okay, so this is at a family reunion or party. They were playing this ladder ball, and so I was taking pictures of them. That's my son and my granddaughter. So I just lined up all their pictures and grouped them together so I'd have room to do all my other images. I found this really fun paper with these cute little birds on it and flowers because they were in the backyard. So it's 2 border prints. They're on the paper already, so this was quite simple. Oh, I added, I taped them together to create similar borders on the bottom. I was trying to copy this sheet over here, so it worked. I then did a big round frame for this photo. They were posing nicely for me. And then I just added a snail to the top because there's a snail down here. And then all these cute little birds in this paper. I found some bird images in Design Space, so I used them. There's another snail. And this tree is wonderful. I think it's from Miss Kate Cuttables. It might not be, though. It'll say on my website. So I actually had to put him here because I spilled a bottle of ink on this while I was making it. So it's all spilled underneath there, you can see. So I covered it up with this snail. It worked. And then this is a font with bird's feet on it. So I made the title with that and did an offset on it. Added a border all along the top here. That's just a store-bought one, but you could use a border punch. And then I fancied it up with some gemmed flowers around here and there and an eye on here. Just having fun. It's a cute page. So this is a full page at the same party, I guess. It's my granddaughter in the pool. My husband just loved this photo that he took because the water is just still dripping off her face. She just came out of the water. So he just loved that photo, so I had to scrapbook it for him. So I had to pull 2 other photos to make it a 2-page spread. So I just used purchased borders here, lined 3 of them up to make water waves. I used this paper for the background because she has a red bathing suit here and a yellow one there. It just splatters and that with water. I wanted it colorful, and this paper coordinated nicely with it. It included the red, the yellow, and the blue. So I used it for a frame on this side and a big border here. Then I found this fun image of a lady in a swimsuit posing, so I put that on the page just for fun. And I just looked for some summer images, the beach ball with a splash, the title splash, and some flip-flops. It was a very simple page to do. I did cut out a frame in the gold to put behind these photos, just for a background. I like it layered. I feel like I'm saying the same thing all the time. I'm always layering everything. So I did lift this image, the title, the ball, the shoes, that's it. And then I made a cluster with stickers that I had over here. So a cute pool page. And here's another one. So this is from a family reunion. So I used Kiwi Lane all along the bottom on a bright blue background, and real beachy paper here, and then circles, and this coordinates as well. It's just fun flowers and fun page, juvenile kind of. So then I looked for some images. I found a beach umbrella, a pool title, a beach ball, and a younger girl, like my granddaughter, in a bathing suit throwing a ball. So I thought that was a cute image for this page. I did have border of flip-flops, so I cut it up and used it up there and added some sticker flip-flops here. I just did a big banner type background on this side so that these things would all pop. This is from Miss Kate Cuttables. Love her cartridges. Another pool page done. This is at the same gathering. So everyone's outdoors. We always do a big group photo every year that we go. So I wanted to scrapbook that in a feature by itself with the title Family Reunion. And then I found this in house in the woods sort of thing, a log cabin in the woods image. I thought that was nice for the top of the page. Did a nice big colorful frame and added a cluster of these are Creative Memories images, flowers and things, and then these would be a die that I have, the leaves, the green leaves. On this page there were 3 4x6s, so I did them in a straight line. And then this is an embossing border punch, a Martha Stewart one. So I did 3 different sizes in 3 coordinating papers to make a bold frame for this. And then I added another cluster here with die cut leaves and flowers. And this is a sticker from Creative Memories. Added some enamel dots, and this page was done. I think it's quite effective, and it was very simple. This is one of my niece's daughter, so I guess she's my grandniece. She was playing with the camera, obsessed with this, and so we got some candid photos of her not looking. And then there's her and her dad sitting on the hammock. So I thought it was nice to have some pages of her. When I scrapbook these, I give them to the people who are in it, so I will give these pages to her mom. Anyway, this was soft, just green and white with the hammock, the mesh on the hammock. So this kind of looked like the mesh, so I picked it for a background. And then just found coordinating green papers with the peach because of her skin tones here. She's got a bit of a sunburn, so she's got some color in her cheeks. So that gave me my color scheme, and I found coordinating papers, all with a bit of peach in them. So I used zigzag here, and I shadowed it with the dark green, and the same, this is a narrow one, a medium one, and a narrow one at the bottom. So I did do a shadow on each of those. And here I just did a beautiful big frame. I did actually almost an oversized frame in this paper that I used for this. So that was, it was very pretty. And because it was so big, holding 2 photos, it took up most of the page. So I'm loving these new frames they have in Cricut Access. These frames have geometric shapes attached to them. So I wanted to use, I found this corner with this beautiful floral, and then 2 frames, geometric frames. Actually, they're the same one. I just reversed it. So I thought they were beautiful, and they reminded me of the mesh on the hammock. So that's why I chose those. I embellished it all with peach pearls and lifted these up and tucked the photos inside, both like that. Added pearls onto the photos in group of 3, group of 3, group of 3, and in the centers of the flowers. I think this is beautiful, and she's beautiful too. So my husband took my granddaughter and my grandniece to the falls. This was in Fenelon Falls. So he took them because it was just all family talking, and the kids get bored. So they went to see the falls. So I found this image of a waterfall in Design Space. That was great, but I couldn't find much else. So I did a flourish that's like swirling, so water, and I found this frame that has a giant flourish on it, so that's like a frame. I repeated this one up here on the top of this photo, and these are dies that I have, lacy edge. I just embellished this because this frame was quite large and the photo wasn't that big. It left me room to do some embellishing, which I like, and that's how I matted this photo, top and bottom. It's kind of pretty. I put the lace embellishment right on this photo at the bottom as well. I did a title, Fenelon Falls, and then added a bit of this scallop on each of the, under each of the beginning of the words. So I also have this as a die. These are green. I cut them in soft green, this shade, and place them here and there just to fill up this corner. I thought it would be pretty. So then I adorned the whole thing with black enamel dots everywhere. That was fun. Oh, I did one of those flowers as long and skinny. I put it there. Added some more of it here. Hard to find a waterfall image. Okay, now this is my granddaughter at my place harvesting the garden. So she was picking vegetables in the garden. There's the baskets. So I did a vegetable theme and found this title tomatoes and this one vegetables. Did some squash images. I repeated it actually. I used the same image here and there. And I made this frame with 4 cucumber images that I found. I thought I'd just put 4 of them, cut out 4 and put them together to make a frame. And it worked. I'm not sure if there's zucchini or cucumbers. Anyway, I found these. They're all perfect images. So I cut a leaf border at the bottom because I wanted to have a little more. There's a lot of red at the top and none at the bottom. I just wanted to balance things out. And there's I lifted the title here, Harvest. I lifted all my titles actually, and these images, and I found I have Brad's So there's some leeks and there's a ladybug. I like adding bugs to things. Anyway, that's my summer photos for this. So you can please subscribe below. Thanks for watching, and you can find the Design Space links for each of these pages on my website. There is a link below for that as well. There's also, as I said, videos for each of these pages, how I made them. So, happy scrapping.